We definitely understand the stress when it comes to planning corporate group activities when you're traveling in Europe, because the options are absolutely endless. To help narrow your search, we're sharing our top 7 group activities in Europe. From private underground tours to local traditions, we got a list that will cater to your group's needs. Stay tuned for today's spotlight episode of Destination Everywhere, the top 7 most popular group activities in Europe.
Welcome, everyone, to this episode of Destination Everywhere, a special spotlight episode. I'm Andy McNeill, along here with my partner, Todd Bludworth, and we are doing the 7 most popular group activities in Europe today. We are so excited about this because we've done a lot of them, and we want to share them with you. So, Todd, what's number 7?
Number 7, we're going to do an afternoon tea in London, England.
Yes,
an afternoon tea. Everybody knows that's a big part of the British tradition. So you can take part in a daily tea. There are all kinds of venues and themed teas happening all over the city. You can even do a vintage double-decker bus to have your afternoon tea on. So again, it's just a creative way to get a group together, have them relax, do a family outing if you're with a large group, but definitely take advantage of that. Some other great activities is, let's say you have a group there for a meeting and you're looking for something a little different. If you've ever seen the Great British Bake Off competition, and I've seen it because my daughter actually turned us on to it. You do a cooking challenge. They usually do it under a tent on a beautiful green lawn, and you have some British judges that are overly critical of everything that you do, but it's just a great way to bring a group together. You can do a group class at the City Academy, which does hundreds of creative classes and performing arts courses for adults. You could do acting, dancing. You can even create your own short film. So those kinds of things are also great to incorporate into a team building or a group activity. So that is London, England.
Absolutely. And our next one, number 6, and this is something Todd and I did about 10 years ago, was an underground tour of the Trevi Fountain in Rome, Italy. And you get to explore the catacombs of the tombs of ancient Rome. Can you imagine that? And experience what lies beneath the Trevi Fountain. So just an incredible day. It takes about a half a day to do, but you can make a whole day of it because you can walk around forever. And another great thing to do, if you want to kind of wrap up that day, is to schedule a pasta making class in Rome. Can you imagine learning?
I wonder how many classes are available in Rome. Obviously, there's probably a ton.
Nonstop. You probably do it everywhere, right?
No, but watching it from start to finish and then having it as a meal would be, just a great experience. Not many people do that.
Yeah, but this has been one of our favorites, is taking that underground tour of the catacombs. Absolutely incredible.
And we're gonna, I think there's it seems to be a theme because there's such great group activities is some kind of cooking. And, depending on where you are, cooking is a big part of the culture. But let's go to Madrid, Spain for our next group activity. And when you think of Spain, you think of paella. And paella, it's a mixed dish. It's got seafood in it, and it's so good. And you make it in these huge cooking dishes.
You're making me hungry.
I know, because we are doing this right before lunch. But paella, it's a traditional rice dish in Spain. It combines a number of ingredients, chicken, of course, the seafood, and there's shellfish. You can probably leave things out, vegetables. Each recipe is a little different. You put your own spin on it. So if your group does have any dietary restrictions, be sure to check that out. But it's just such a great way to do it. And then it always ends with some food.
And after that, you're going to have to, walk it off. And Madrid is one of the greatest walking cities I've been to. You don't hear a lot about that, but it has a park in the central part of the city that kind of rivals Central Park. It's really, really beautiful. So once you eat all that paella, make sure you walk around the city as well.
And something else, Madrid is known for is Real Madrid, the football club of Madrid. So if you can get tickets to one of those games, go check it out, bring a group. It's a lot of fun. Be sure you pick the right team. And if you're in Madrid, I suggest it be Real Madrid. You don't want to get in any conflicts because Europeans are crazy about their football. And other, you can do flamenco dancing workshops. So there's so much to do. Madrid is an amazing town. It is so historic, and it's definitely one of my favorites.
All right. And number 4, taking place in one of the most popular cities in Europe for a number of reasons, is Amsterdam in the Netherlands. And something that we recommend is an evening canal tour. It is one of the national treasures of the city is their canal system. And the canal ring was added to UNESCO's World Heritage Site in 2010. And a boat tour is a great way to see the city from the water and admire all the city's attractions without having the crowds. Plus, you can receive food, drinks, and also stay warm. They keep you nice and warm on them. So we love doing a canal tour wherever we are because, again, it is a great way to see wherever you are without having to deal with the crowds. You're usually in a private boat, or you can be in a private boat, and it's a great way to actually see the city.
Another thing, you mentioned boats, but it's also a very bike friendly city, and you can do bike tours as well, which are great. Another way to get around, but you're getting probably a little more exercise.
Yep. So number 4 is an evening canal tour in Amsterdam, Netherlands. Todd?
All right, we're going to go on to number 3. And we're going to go to our friends in St. Petersburg, Russia. You think of Russia, you think of vodka, but you always think of the ballet. The historic Mariinsky Theater. It opened in 1860, and it's one of the most famous music theaters of the late 19th century in Russia. So if you can get tickets to a ballet performance and really enjoy some of the culture of St. Petersburg. Number 2, we are going to go to Berlin, Germany. There is a really unique dining experience that you can do in Berlin, and that is on top of the Reichstag building. And the building houses the German parliament, and it was the seat of the Weimar Republic government until it was seized by the Nazis in 1933. And it offers guided tours, exhibitions, amazing architecture, and of course, just some amazing history that is, it just helped shape the 20th century. So if you do have time, go check out the Reichstag building in Berlin and have a dinner and learn something.
That's definitely a unique group activity for sure. And finally, our number 1 choice is a private guided tour of the catacombs in Paris, France. This is incredible, but there's over 300 kilometers of quarries situated right under the streets of Paris. And you have guided walks through these tunnels where over 6 million people lay to rest. So it's a little spooky, but very, very cool.
And for those of you who don't know how to convert, 300 kilometers is 187 miles. That's a long way, but absolutely amazing. We actually did that. And if you're not with a guided tour, I mean, it's really easy to get lost in the catacombs.
Yeah, you got to be careful.
You've got to be careful and know your way around. It's like going caving.
But definitely one of the greatest experiences we've had. Number 1, a private guided tour of the catacombs in Paris, France.
Just another thing that just kind of blew my mind about the catacombs, there is kind of a solemn eerie feel because you do see the skeletons and remains in the catacombs and skulls. So just be aware of that before you go in. And there you have it, 7 popular activities for groups in Europe. So just to give you a quick recap, number 7, afternoon tea in London. Number 6, take an underground tour of the Trevi Fountain. Number 5, a paella cooking class in Madrid. Number 4, an evening canal tour in the Netherlands in Amsterdam. Number 3, get a performance in for the Russian Ballet in St. Petersburg, Russia. Number 2, dine at the top of the Reichstag building in Berlin, Germany. And number 1, a private guided tour of the catacombs in Paris. So thank you very much for joining us on this spotlight episode of Destination Everywhere, featuring our 7 popular activities for groups in Europe. So be sure to subscribe, rate, and review our podcast on whatever podcast app you are listening on. And let us know what specifics you'd like for us to focus on next. And until then, connect with us on Facebook and Instagram at Destination Everywhere Podcast, or visit us at destination-everywhere.com. So we look forward to speaking with you on the next episode of Destination Everywhere. Safe travels.